Gabby Press commentary on Gateway Pundit article by Jim Hᴏft. Congress is bought and paid for. Representative Tim Burchett erupts after 17 gutless GOP members join Democrats to hand billions to big insurance under Obamacare. Gabby Press asks, is the Republican Party just a sham front organization for wealthy families and global corporations? January 13, 2026. Introduction to Gateway Pundit article by Jim Hᴏft. In 2009, after the election of Obama, Gabby Press wrote a book about the feckless, cowardly Republican Party, titled, The Restoration of the American Natural Rights Republic, Correcting the Consequences of the Republican Party Abdication of Natural Rights and Individual Freedom. The main argument of the book was that Madison's two-party first past the post political framework was obsolete because neither party represented the interests of the common citizen, who had no political pathway to influence government policies. Madison had implemented the British two-class social conflict model of government, with a wealthy ruling class aristocracy superior to the common citizens. Our early argument, in 2009, echoed the work of Sundance, at The Last Refuge, who calls this scam the Uni Party, because elected representatives of both parties serve their own financial interests, after they arrive in D.C. In the analysis by Sundance, the Democrats use government to obtain totalitarian control over citizens, and the Republicans use government to obtain money from their corporate benefactors, such as oil corporations or insurance companies. In other words, both parties use government to obtain goals that are independent of the consent of the citizens, and as long as each party can get its way, both parties collaborate and cooperate on keeping the gravy train on track. In the Gateway article, the collaboration between the Republicans and Democrats was on the extension of Obama insurance subsidies. Excerpts from the Gateway article by Jim Hᴏft. Quote, the latest betrayal comes as 17 gutless House Republicans cross the aisle to join Democrats in a move that effectively hands billions of taxpayer dollars to massive insurance companies under the umbrella of Obamacare, a system Republicans have campaigned on repealing for over a decade. Gates noted that while Senator John Kennedy, Republican Louisiana, has been pleading for action, the GOP leadership seems content to beg Democrat staffers for crumbs. Representative Burchett. It's about preserving their leadership. Preserving their leadership is keeping the status quo, is keeping the K Street lobbyists happy. End quote. Gabby Press analysis and commentary. What are the values and principles of the Republican Party? Rebecca Falconer, of Axios, writes, quote, why it matters, they, the Republicans, acted in rare defiance of President Trump and GOP leaders to pass the measure on a key health care affordability issue ahead of November's midterm elections, piling pressure on the Senate to reach a bipartisan deal. Lawler, our New York, said in a statement posted to X Thursday evening said his vote is not an endorsement of a clean 3-year extension, but rather a commitment to a bipartisan solution, and he looked forward to working with and voting on a Senate-amended bipartisan compromise in the weeks ahead. End quote. Gabby Press agrees with the analysis of Alex Jones, on InfoWars, that the United States is on the path to a civil war between red state and blue state citizens. Jones writes that the radical left, in conjunction with the lying MSM, are officially going all in on the Podesta plan for a second American Civil War. We would add that in addition to the radical left and the lying media, the Republican Party is responsible for the likely dissolution of the current United States. The Gabby Press analysis is that this government has failed, primarily because the Republican Party does not have a unified coherent set of political principles that defends individual liberty against the communist threat of the Democrat Marxist Party. Anytime citizens see the text bipartisan in a news story, they are seeing reference to the Uni Party. Red state citizens who continue to vote for Republicans are wasting their time on a fake political party that fraudulently represents itself as conservative. The role and function of President Trump in the Uni Party. While Sundance is an excellent analyst on political issues, he is very obsequious of President Trump, to the point of genuflecting about how wonderful Trump is. Sundance makes the up an imaginary political movement inside the Republican Party called the MAGA movement, aka America First. In Sundance's imagination, there is the MAGA wing of the Republican Party, who fight valiantly, every day, against the Rhino Republicans. This characterization by Sundance is pure theater. There's only one Republican Party, and it is led by corrupt elected leaders. When citizens see President Trump cavorting with Lindsey Graham, they are seeing the face of the authentic Rhino Republican Party. Trump is a shrewd, clever, pragmatic businessman. He wakes up every day and thinks about what pragmatic policy he may pursue this day. Today, it may be invading Nigeria to save the Christians from Muslim slaughter. Or, today, it may be capturing Maduro and returning the oil fields to their rightful owners, Chevron. Or, maybe, today, it's capturing Iceland, under the rubric of making America great again. Today is not the day to prosecute the criminals who stole the 2020 election, because that dirty deed was done 5 years ago, and something that happened 5 years ago does not support Trump's daily pursuit of pragmatism. MAGA is a clever campaign slogan, like Better Together. It means nothing because it has no intellectual substance. Any issue in the immediate time horizon is a potential Trump pragmatic policy issue. Any issue 10 years ago does not interest Trump because that issue distracts him from his everyday pragmatic focus. Even if Trump wanted to prosecute the criminals who overthrew the republic in 2020, or wanted to fix the election system by getting rid of the voting machines, he could not do it because the Republican Party would oppose him. Given his political party affiliation, Trump is doing the best job he can. If Trump had a real conservative political party, with elected representatives who held common moral values, or principles, he could do a better job. But, Trump doesn't have that type of political organization, given Madison's defective two-party government framework. Trump is a lame duck president, who is getting ready to ride his horse off into the sunset, without leaving red state citizens any defense against the uni-party globalist agenda. The Gabby Press red state solution to the Democrats' cultural terrorism. Some pundits have suggested that red state citizens need an authentic conservative political party. Gabby Press responds that a new political party is not the solution to the Democrats' cultural terrorism to destroy the culture of the United States society. Red state citizens need a mass social movement that renews the original faith of the patriots in an individualistic society. Red state citizens need something akin to the mass communist social movement of Democrat Marxists, who are in the freezing streets of Minneapolis, intent on overthrowing the representative republic. The Democrat Marxists have a coherent communist ideology, and are willing to die, and willing to kill, to obtain their goals. On the other side of the American polarization, red state citizens have 17 Republicans who vote with the Democrats to extend Obamacare, or who vote against codifying DOGE, or vote against cutting foreign aid. The solution to the polarization between communism and natural rights is not a new political party in a defective constitutional system. A better solution is not a bloody civil war. The solution is a new nation. The path forward for red state citizens, after Trump. The government has failed the citizens. The ideological differences between citizens in red states and citizens in blue states are irreconcilable. The best, most peaceful solution is civil dissolution, and red states starting over, at 1776, with a new constitution for red state citizens. No one is coming to rescue red state citizens from communism. Red state citizens must prepare for the coming of the new nation. The way forward for red state citizens is onerous and burdensome. The first step of preparing the way into the future for red state citizens is knowledge of how a beneficial social order emerges from allegiance of every citizen to obey the rule of law. About Gabby Press. Gabby is short for the Great American Business and Economics Press. Gabby is the imprint publisher of books and blogs about topics related to American economic liberty and how fair constitutional rules create mutually beneficial financial outcomes for middle and working class citizens. Our website offers free educational PowerPoints for ordinary common red state citizens to prepare for the urgent issues that confront the economic and political reality in the U.S. today. Buy our books direct from us at our website, www.gabbypress.com.